country that, you know, that was completely alien to you?
Well, it was difficult in the beginning because you speak a different language, drive on the other side with a car, or everything every day was new, so it didn't take a long time. So I had good friends in the team, and it was really easy for me to get in here to learn the language and whatever. It was easy.
What was it like coming here as Celtic's record transfer, as you were at the time?
That was not really my problem. I've tried to give good work here, to play good football, that we have a good team, that we have success, and I think in these 2.5 years I was here, that it was okay.
What stands out for you in terms of that time that you were here, other than that great goal against Rangers?
Of course, all the games against Rangers, because these games were really big crowd and a lot of supporters here. But all the other games in the smaller cities like Kilmarnock or Falkirk was great as well, because we had all the time the feeling that we have a home game, because we had so many supporters here, and it was sometimes easier for us to play away from home than here.
What kind of manager was Tommy Burns, Andreas?
I think he was still young, but he has tried to make a good job. Unfortunately, in that time I was here, we didn't take the champion here. It was later with Wim Jansen, but in that year I left Celtic in January, and so they became champion in May or June.
In the second season that you were here, we went through the season and came very, very close. How disappointing was that, not to have won a trophy while you were here?
It doesn't matter in which team you play, it's always disappointment. You know, when you see maybe some 1 point or only the goal difference, it is always disappointing when you don't get a trophy.
Did you feel, when you were playing for Celtic, most comfortable not playing as a striker but not playing as a midfielder?
My best position was behind the strikers. You know, I was not like the man who scores the goals. I think for me it was more important to maybe to be an assist, to give an assist. But if I scored any goals, I think I scored not so many goals for Celtic.
What about playing with Pierre van Hooijdonk? Was that easy for you as a provider?
Yeah, it was brilliant, because we had a good friendship each other. So. And we stayed that time close each other, picked me up from the trail, then we drove together to Parkhead. Pierre was not only scoring goals, he has the view for the man beside him. That was great.
Just generally then, was the 2.5 years that you had in Glasgow, was that a happy time in your life?
Yes, definitely. I was really happy. You know, I told you it was difficult in the beginning because of some things, language, and 10 years after leaving Glasgow, I can tell you, it was a great time here.
Why did you choose to leave in January 1998?
I was 32 years old. In that time, I didn't play that often. I had a chance to go back to Germany. I got an offer from Berlin, and I was 32 years old. And you must know for yourself when you have to finish playing football. So I played then 2.5 years more for Hertha Berlin, and I started my career as a football coach.
And finally, in terms of being at Celtic, who is the greatest Celtic player that you've played with and the greatest Celtic player that you've seen of all time? And it may be the same person.
I think it was Pierre. He was very popular here, and he was a good guy, I think. And the other player I didn't play with was, who? I tell you, it was Tommy Burns.
First signed at Celtic. I don't know about you, Mick, it's making me feel old.
20 years, incredible, absolutely incredible.
I still remember the time when he first signed, of course, and as you said, for such a small player, he was something completely different. He was so strong, and also that role behind the strikers, he made it his own.
Oh, he did, you know, and he blistering pace, and I remember the first time I seen him, and I couldn't believe how big his thighs were. He was massive for a wee stocky guy, you know, but 20 years to the day Andy Tom signed, can't believe it. Incredible, Kenny. And I still feel as if I'm about 21, just as well I'm only 25.
I'm not putting you up on that one. We'll blaze past that, Mick. But obviously, right now, Ronnie Deila is passing on a few things to the Celtic players, and it has been that thing. I think perhaps that you picked up on the quality in the final third is the one thing that's been missing. We've been controlling huge parts of the game, but that's been the main difference. It's not really been the typical Celtic display where it's been potent, hasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, listen, it's you need to remember as well, you're playing a better side than what you're playing so far. Qarabag are a very, very good side. You know, they've proved that with how well they did last year in the Europa League. You can see in possession the players are technically very good. They're no put off by getting put under pressure. They're comfortable under pressure, which is always a sign of a good side. They've got the threat up top with the boy Ronaldo and the two wide players who, again, they're very, very comfortable making the pitch here as big as they possibly can out of possession. What that does to Celtic is it stretches them as a back four, but as well as it's probably one of their biggest strengths, Qarabag, it can also be their biggest weakness, because what it allows is, because the fullbacks are playing so high and wide in possession, the minute you can win possession back, if you're Gary Mackay-Steven and Stuart Armstrong, you can look to pick up pockets and isolate the two centre backs, if you like, against Nadir Sifty. And all they need to do, Celtic, for me, is tidy up in possession. If you can get the ball, Scott Brown and near Bata, they're doing some really, really good stuff, winning the ball back, keeping the ball simple, but then when they look to penetrate, they need to keep the ball better for me. You know, I think we've highlighted Emilio Ezagiri. You know, Scott's looking to play it in front of him, because his weight of passing, his angle of the pass tells Emilio Ezagiri where he wants him to go. And just now, Emilio Ezagiri just looks a wee bit tentative for me to go forward. But when you're playing against teams that are so compact, the width has to come for your fullbacks. If you're playing with your two wide players, if you like, in the pitch, which Celtic do. And what that allows you to do is, if you can then go wide and high and deliver balls into the box, it makes Qarabag's back four drop off, so that the next time the space is going to be in front of you, and that's where you can then allow your Nadir Sifty, your Stefan Johanssons to come and play. When you look at Celtic's bench just now, you know, they've got good quality in the bench as well. You've got Chris Commons coming back, Lee Griffiths coming back, so it might be after 15-20 minutes Celtic look to freshen it up, but what you've got is you've got good quality players who can change a game on the bench.
Well, you mentioned the players on the bench, and we'll just of course refresh your memory there to everyone who is listening around the world or watching around the world. Here we have on the bench for Celtic here Logan Bailey, Efe Ambrose, Chris Commons, Tom Roderick, Lee Griffiths, Sadie Yanko and James Forrest. Well, you talk about having options, talk about pace, a couple of names that instantly spring out. Griffiths first of all, James Forrest as well, but a man who I think thrives on the big occasions, Chris Commons.
Yeah, look, you want in games like this, you want your big players come to the fore. You know, it's no coincidence in the last few years that in big games Chris Commons has stepped up. Lee Griffiths is getting that wee knacky scoring goals. But there's nothing better as a manager or as a player when you look round in your bench and you can see you've got good players to come and make an impact, because sometimes during the game it's going to take something different. It's going to take somebody to have a wee spark. It might be the player might think to himself he should have been playing and he's got the wee kick up the backside that he might need, and it can be a massive, massive boost. There's nothing worse. And the flip side of that is if you are playing and you're looking at your bench and you're saying who's going to come on and change the game, because what you'll find, the longer the game goes and it stays the way it is, Qarabag will get even more into the game and they'll be even more resolute and they'll be more confident defending. They'll start to get narrower, they'll start the three midfielders will keep protecting, but they'll also get deeper, which means you need to have somebody that can break that down. Scott Brown done it a couple of times in the first half where he done it really well, where he's got 10-15 yards of space in front of him. He's picked the ball up and instead of going sideways to one of the fullback, he drives forward 5 or 10 yards, and what that does is that then makes one of the Qarabag midfielders come out of slot. He has to engage him. Then when he does that, that's when the space is in behind. That's your Armstrongs, your Gary Mackay-Stevens, your Johanssons have to be intelligent enough to get into good positions to receive the ball for Scott Brown.
Interesting as well, like you've spoken about Celtic trying to use the width a bit better, try and get that ball early to Ezagiri to Lustig. I want to get your thoughts first of all on to Nadir Chifchi, because that's the interesting one here. He was given the nod ahead of Lee Griffiths tonight. We saw particularly in the last 10 minutes of the first half there exactly what he brings to Celtic, battling, getting the ball back, really getting in the faces of defenders, and you'd imagine he's a different type of player to Lee Griffiths, and you can see why perhaps the manager chose him tonight. Yeah,
listen, we spoke about it last week, Kenny, when you play as that central striker, you must be comfortable with your back to the play, you must be a threat in behind, but you must be able to occupy two centre-backs with your physicality. And you've seen it there. If I'd be extremely worried if I was a Celtic player or one of the coaching staff, if when Nadir Sifty gives the ball away, he's down in tools, and he's no interested in winning the ball back. But the evidence is there. You can see he's looking to win the ball back as quickly as you can. And I've seen him in the past at Dundee United. I've seen that type of player, like in a maverick player, Kenny, where if things aren't going their way, they kind of toss it off slightly. He's not doing that in any way, shape or form, which is great to see, because and things will happen for him. I think just now we spoke about it there, there's too many times in the first half especially, both Stefan Johansson and Nadir Sifty, they're both coming too deep too early. They're starting to give a bit of length, but then both of them want to come and link the play. If one of them comes short, whoever one it may be, the other one must occupy them in behind. They must look, because you've got the quality of players that can drop balls in behind, and that's where you're going to get your success. It's either being one of them coming short, the other one going in behind, or moving the ball into the middle of the park quickly and switching the play to the opposite fullback.
Well, hopefully Celtic, as they get into this second half here, will get that goal they've been looking for. Of course, we have been saying to you, comments at CelticFC.com or at Celtic TV on Twitter to get involved here. I will say hello to Bill Hendry, who's out in Wilton, Connecticut. Hi Kenny, says so pleased for our goalkeeper Craig Gordon. Great news for everyone. Come on you boys in green, hail hail. And also as well to Kenny Lawson, hail hail, let's try and get 2 or 3 goals into this second half. But also remember to join us this season on the Huddle Online every Monday and Thursday for the action and reaction to everything that goes on at Celtic Park, your one-stop shop for all news coming out of Paradise. And with that, the teams are back out here. Well, Celtic are the first ones out, I'm sure, with the words of Ronnie Dyler ringing in their ear here. No changes at half-time for Celtic, and you wouldn't really suspect Ronnie to change things too early. Maybe give it an hour, do you think? No,
yeah, listen, just now there's been some positives as well, Kenny. They were not sitting here all doom and gloom at all. You know, you're playing against a good side, but Celtic they've done well. They've condensed the game, they've played it in 2/3 of the pitch, they've pressed well. So there's been a lot of positives so far. But for me, it's just you're looking for that wee bit of quality in the end. Final third, a wee bit of end product. They get people really behind them, get them off, get the punters off their seats and get really behind the side.
Well, Mike, just you say that, if you talk about any supporters in the world, which I'm sure they'll all agree are the best in world football, if you just listen to that reception that greets the Celtic players as they come out on to the park here, absolutely outstanding. And that's what Qarabag have to try and silence into this 45 minutes as they emerge back out onto the field. Leading there was the man, perhaps their best chance was Richard Almeida with that free kick against Craig Gordon. He has looked lively throughout the game.
Yeah, he's been impressive. You know, he's been combative, but he's been very comfortable in possession. Under pressure, you know, he manipulates the ball very well. He looks to play balls forward. Set pieces, deliveries have been good. You know, listen, you can see Qarabag are a very good side, you know, and they'll be a threat to anyone. One thing we spoke about before the game is how would they be able to handle the occasion? How would they be able to handle the occasion? How would they be able to handle the crowd? And so far they've done that very well. They've handled Celtic's intensity of their pressing, and they've been comfortable with the ball at their feet.
So that's Qarabag to get us moving into the second half here. Celtic obviously shooting now from right to left. No changes, of course, at half-time if you are just joining us. It is Celtic as Craig Gordon in goal with a flat back 4 of Lustig, Boyata, Van Dijk and Izagiri, who's on the ball just now. That cross-field pass picked out Johansson, caught up well by the captain Scott Brown, and eventually cleared by Qarabag. The central midfield too is Scott Brown, and Neil Baton is on the ball just now. From right to left there is Gary Mackay-Stevens, Stefan Johansson, Stuart Armstrong, and the lone striker is Nadir Chiefdew. But right now in the inside left channel, Izagiri gets forward, what's the ball infield to Stuart Armstrong, surrounded by Qarabag players in black jerseys there. But still works the infield to the centre.
Again, you can see the intent there early on, Kenny, there for the first time. Emilio Izagiri gets the ball. Nadir Sifty and Stefan Johansson's first thought was, can they get in behind? Can they look in behind? Which is good to see. Ronnie Dyler's obviously been speaking to them about half-time about where's the biggest threat.
As Van Dijk plays it to this near side, Izagiri's there. Izagiri steps back on his right foot, goes for the 1-2, gets it back from Stefan. In fact, I stand corrected, Stuart Armstrong tried to play it back. It was cut out by the number 55, Bedye Yusayev, and it's knocked into touch for a throw-in to Celtic at this near side. Better from Celtic, better pressing, and we'll see. In fact, there's a throw-in instead to Qarabag. I stand corrected. It's all about Celtic mixing up that a little bit better here, a little bit quicker as well. But we'll see what we have as the game goes on. Lee Griffiths gets a ripple of applause as he goes out to warm up in front. of the dugout there. There's a touch taken by Chiefche, all the way back to Beaton. Beaton brings it down, helps it on to the right back, Nico Lustig, 5 yards inside the Qarabag half. Nothing forward, knocks it back to Bata. Bata in now to Van Dijk. Van Dijk on the halfway line, head up, plays it to this near side. Izagiri's there. It's down the line to Armstrong. Quick feed again from Armstrong. He's left it here for the captain, Scott Brown. Brown infield to Beaton. And back yet again to Virgil van Dijk. Van Dijk squares it into the middle. Boyata's there. Boyata head up looking for an option. Back once again, further back still to Virgil van Dijk. Van Dijk carries it forward. Celtic aiming to set that tempo nice and high again for the second half. The ball forward, surely a foul on Chichi, nothing given though. And it's Qarabag that can break here at the far side of the field. Gary Mackay-Steven checks the run of the full-back, and it's a good sliding challenge there. And again, the referee is penalised Gary Mackay-Steven. It was the run-in field from Ansel Agoli, and as Gary Mackay-Steven tracked his run, he put a sliding challenge in there, got the ball, and the referee is having a shocker tonight.
Another poor decision, you know. Gary Mackay-Steven again working his socks off to get back the pitch, puts in a really good tackle, very clean in the ball, doesn't take any of the man. Because it's coming from behind, the referee blows up, but sometimes you need to let it flow. If he's not touching the man, it can't be a foul, surely.
Well, again, the referee's had a little to cover himself in glory tonight. But Celtic are back in the attack. The ball forward to the halfway line for Chief. She brings it down. We'll try to work it back to Armstrong again. Condensed play here from Qarabag, here to frustrate, and they're working very well at it. Back again. Nice enough, all the way back to his goalkeeper as Johansson gives chase. Played now to this near side. The ball forward is a sliced one for the run of Ronaldo, but Virgil van Dijk will just guide this one out into touch. It's a throw into Celtic. 18 yards from the byline. Beaton helps it back to Izagiri, and now to Van Dijk on his 18-yard line. Beaton a couple of yards in front of him, picks up possession. He's got his head up, finds Scott Brown, surrounded by 2 or 3 Qarabag players who do press very similar to Celtic, but it's Celtic who find the space. Brown has it now, a couple of yards inside the Qarabag half. Infield to Boyata. Beaton, head up, sees the ball forward, leaves it instead to Stefan Johansson. Johansson infield now to Brown, Scott Brown. To this near side, Izagiri inside left channel, works it infield again. Beaton, 30 yards from goal. Goes for a shot from distance, it's high over the bar, but very similar to a goal he scored from that position against Dundee. Not a bad effort from Beaton. And the ball sailed over the top. It's going to be a goal kick here to Qarabag. First 5 minutes have flown by here in the second spell. Ball knocked forward. Qarabag goalkeeper, it's immediately returned towards his area. Hussinoff just hooks it away. Izagiri gets a touch. It was Brown that misread the bounce of the ball, and Ronaldo's got the break here. He's away from Boyata, but Boyata just recovers, knocks it into touch. In fact, it's out for a corner, but that is recovery speed by Dedrick Boyata. Wonderful stuff there.
Yeah, really, really good anticipation, as well as position and good strength, good pace, you know, and you can see that it's going to be a good partnership, Dedrick Boyata and Virgil van Dijk. The two of them, they look as if they play at their own pace at times, but it's sometimes because it looks as if it's too easy for them.
Corner here, the second for Qarabag in this game. But an in-swinger here from the number 10, Danny Quintana. Quintana high into the middle, nodded away by Nir Baton. Falls out as far as Almeida. Almeida tries to work it back to Quintana. He's just about managed it, but Scott Brown has other ideas. Gets the ball back for Celtic. He's kick-started the counter-attack here. Scott Brown crosses over the line, hacked down by Quintana, but nothing given by the referee as Qarabag get back in possession. And the referee, I've got to say, is not having a good game here at all. Surely if one foul against a Qarabag player counts as a free kick, it's got to count for that foul on Scott Brown. Even
for me, there's no advantage to there, Kenny. You know, Scott Brown breaks up the play really, really well, plays a lovely 1-2. But there's no advantage after that, because you're wanting the foul then, because Scott Brown's off balance, he can't then play the pass. Poor decision for me for the ref.
Well, Robert, Jorgen fair as the ball was knocked forward by Boyata. The ball cleared into the middle for Scott Brown. The middle of the Qarabag half, knocks it to this near side. Izagiri into the middle. Chief Chief's the header, just past the post. He's getting closer and closer to his first goal as a Celt, but that was much better from Celtic. They have their tails up here.
Yeah, that's what we've spoken about earlier. How quickly can Celtic get the ball in the wider areas, and then when it gets into the wider areas, how much can Emilio Izagiri put good quality into the box? You've seen there, I felt his first touch maybe wasn't out his feet the way it should have been, but again put a half decent ball in. Nadir Shifty was unlucky with the header.
Well, that was much better from Celtic. 52 minutes on the clock. It's still Celtic now, Qarabag now. That's Celtic looking for that goal. As Beaton strides over the halfway line, right down the middle of the park. He's looking left, he's looking right. He's bringing Boyata into the play here. Boyata looks for the ball forward here. Boyata leaves it for Van Dijk.
Now coming up, Kenny, which is great. You know, both near Beaton, they've increased the tempo. They're passing, they're driving forward into space, and it's you can start to feel Celtic now getting on the front foot.
Lustig what's it to Regidera. He's found Johansson at his far side, back down the line to Gary McKay. Lofts it into middle, looking for Chief Che. It's into the arms of the goalkeeper. Much better from Celtic.
Absolutely.
Here. You know, it's Nadir Chief Che again, the thumbs up. You just get the sense we're getting closer and closer to that opening goal.
Yeah, and here's hoping it's going to come, and it's going to come Celtic's way so far. You know, they're not posing a great threat just now going forward, Qarabag, but again they're composed in the possession. Celtic just need to be switched on at the back here as a back four, because that's where they pick up good positions there.
Tana works out to the far side of the field, encourages Kubarov to get forward. Quick feed again as it goes to the byline, tries to work it into the middle. That was an important touch from Mikael Lustig. It was actually number 77, Tagiev. It went to the byline. Lustig just slid in, took the touch. A corner to Qarabag, their third of the game. We'll see what they can do from here as the whistles ring around the ground. It'll be the number 77 to take this one, the in-swinger from the right-footed winger. Options in the middle here. We'll see what they can do here. Craig Gordon poised on his line. High ball into the middle, to the back post in fact. And a touch there from Stuart Armstrong was an important one.
Yes,
because lurking over the shoulder was Husanov, just arriving at the right time almost.
Yeah, done really well there, Stuart Armstrong. Good ball to the back post, you know, big centre half. Number 55, Husanov's snuck round the back. Celtic Martin Zonal.
Short corner here from Qarabag at this near side. The ball into the middle. Almeida has it now. The ball crossed to the far side. Lustig alert to it, nods it back down. It's still with Qarabag though, out to the far side of the field. Tagiev what's it infield, Almeida, and it's all the way back to the halfway line. The zip that Qarabag were expecting to hit with that short free kick has really been taken, short corner, sorry, has been taken away from them. Quintana now has it, tries to lift it over the top. Beaton just nods it back down into the middle of the Celtic half, for Stuart Armstrong helps it on. Beaton regains possession again. Beaton, quick feet. Wonderful feet again from the Israelis on the halfway line. What's it forward? Chiefs almost beaten the offside trap, and surely I'd like another look at that one. That was a very, very tight decision. If Chief Che almost sprung the trap there. Well, as we can see, the ball was lifted over the top by Nir Beton. Nadir Chief Che felt it timed his run correctly, but it was flagged for offside by the official. And Celtic again just showing that it can really spring into life. We've played 10 minutes of this second half. Celtic now, Qarabag now out to the far side now with the ball. It has Almeida launched it into touch in fact, and that is a sign that Qarabag are perhaps a little bit rattled here.
Brings a wonderful composure to in the middle of the park near Beaton when he's playing. You know, he's got very elegant in possession, very composed, but he also looks forward. And you've seen the lovely through ball towards Nadir Shifty, and possibly maybe went a wee bit early.
Well, it's Izagiri plays a reverse ball down this near touch line. Armstrong takes the touch and it's out for a throw in. Tried to knock it through the legs in fact of Kubarov, the right back.
Celtic are making Qarabag work. They're making their back four defend. You know, they're looking to threaten in behind, which is putting them on the back foot, which is allowing Celtic to start to dominate possession. Armstrong plays it forward here. Tried to play it forward at least, and that's a foul. And nothing, in fact, given from the referee. That's good here.
And of course, I spoke to as soon as Stan corrected, is brought back for a free kick to Qarabag for that touch taken by Scott Brown. Oh wait, I need to make sure if he's making his mind up here. It's a throw-in, in fact, and all the way back to the goalkeeper. Chief Che gives chase. Chief Che almost there and caught out the goalkeeper, but he gets his clearance completed, and it's now Qarabag on the attack at the far side of the field. A goalie leaves it to Quintana, pulls the strings on this side. Almeida all the way back again. Chief Che working hard up top there for Celtic. Chubarov back to the central defensive pairing of the captain Rashid Sadigov and number 55 Badabi Husanov. Almeida back in possession on the halfway line, and what's out to the far side of the field. Goes to the 1-2, comes off the legs of Gary Mackay-Steven out for a throw-in. As we're approaching the hour mark in a couple of minutes here, we'll see if Celtic will elect to make some changes here. As the ball's knocked over the top, Izagiri takes a touch and it's into the arms of the goalkeeper, but in the meantime El Jadouhi went to ground there in the penalty box, and Craig Gordon telling him to get up, and you can just see the reaction of the Celtic supporters, and rightly so. Emilio Izagiri won that header there quite convincingly there, Mick, but it's the antics that they're having to deal with in this game from the Qarabag players.
I don't know what they expect Emilio Izagiri to do there. You know, he's the last man, ball's in the air. There's only going to be one winner for me. He's been aggressive, he's won the header. You know, this is where European nights they can become frustrating as a player, as a fan, as a manager, no doubt. He gives his head a wee rub and then he gets back on, mate. You know, and the referee can surely do better. He can do better to keep the game flowing for me.
Now the ball flowing again here for Celtic as Beaton collects from Gordon and what's it forward to Brown. Brown to this near side, finds Stuart Armstrong, helped it down the line. It was a ball to no one though. It was expecting Scott Brown to run on. Stuart Armstrong though working hard to get the ball back. As the ball is cleared down the line, it's off. Izagiri out for a throw-in. And you can see as soon as the ball is stopped, that is a feature of Celtic. They try and get it moving as quick as they possibly can. Get the tempo high again.
You need to, you know, that's the one thing that you need to do when the game stops. Get your hand on the ball and play it as quickly as you possibly can.
Well, Ronaldo just picked a pocket there of Scott Brown, charging down the middle of the field. He's got Beaton for company.
Brilliant.
And that's a great challenge from near Beaton. That was measured, it was accurate, and it had to be. The ball over the top row finds Chiefchi, surely a high foot there, and the referee blows his whistle quite correctly. I have no idea what the Qarabag players are protesting about. It was a boot to the head of Husanov on Chiefchi. More impressive that he managed to get his leg that high up against the Turkish striker. He's back to his feet though. And it'll be a free kick for Celtic about 15-20 yards inside the Qarabag half from the halfway line.
Again, there's nothing wrong with Celtic being that wee bit more direct. You've just seen it there. Mikael Lustig using the physicality, and Nadir Shifty. It's a ball that's Nadir Shifty's pinning the centre back, making himself favourite, buying the foul if you like for the centre back. This is one for me. Celtic can move the ball quicker here. You know, Stefan Johansson set it up. Just put your hand on it and play.
Johansson takes the free kick, switch out to the far side. Lustig wins the header, it's bounced into the middle. It takes it away from Stuart Armstrong. He's on the ball on the halfway line. It's for Chiefchi! And it's held by the goalkeeper well as it was cleared away from the chance from Stuart Armstrong. It bounced awkwardly into the box for Chiefchi with the counter-attack from Qarabag. There's the ball over the top. It's dealt with by Tagiev, takes it to the corner flag, and it's worked back into the middle.
Well, there was a chance there for...
Well, I just couldn't get my words out quick enough there because it was just end-to-end stuff. At one end, the ball fell really in a surprise fashion to Nadir Chiefchi, whose snapshot was parried by the goalkeeper, and then the high punt over the top almost caught out the Celtic backline as Tagiev led the charge forward. But that is what European nights are all about as we pass the hour mark here, Mick.
Absolutely, you know, but you can see it's a lot more positive for Celtic. You know, they're starting to get on the ascendancy again, which is great. Starting to get the ball forward quicker and into better areas, into crossing positions. You just feel that I know the goalie's done all right, but you just feel as if they're going to take a chance at some point or another.
Well, as the ball's played back to Sehic, he does seem so relaxed, even though Chiefchi's charging down on top of him.
Well played.
As Van Dijk tries to bring it down there. Scott Brown's touch throw gives possession back to Qarabag. Van Dijk easily wins it back though. What's it infield? Wonderful from Van Dijk. A poor touch from Beaton though gives possession back to Almeida, and it's helped out to the far side of the field. Tagiev takes over for Qarabag inside left channel. Options in the middle. On the overlap, can the cross be delivered? It's into the middle for Ronaldo. Scott Brown takes it away though, and it's Gary Mackay-Steven who has possession for Celtic now to run from the back, and he's hacked down. Surely a poor challenge from behind here, and if the referee's surely got to reach for his pocket there. Shocking there from a goalie. He knew he was beat, and as he walks away he gets his yellow card. It's good to see that the referees brought these ones for the Qarabag players as well. Well, that was what you call in the old days, I'm sure, like a professional foul, but in the meantime Celtic are going to ring the first change of tonight, as it's Stuart Armstrong. He's going to make way for James Forrest. Mick, your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, Celtic are, I don't know whether Gary Mackay-Steven will come over to the left. Imagine that's what will happen. James Forrest to get up the pitch, you know, again a good sub to have to bring on. You know, James he's direct. You're now looking to get Celtic up the pitch. He's looking for somebody to carry the ball that is happy going on the outside as well as drifting in. That's why obviously he's made the change. Stuart Armstrong, it's not been quite his night.
I think you're quite correct, Mick, as Gary Mackay-Steven takes up his position on this near side. In the meantime, Neil Baton just strides away from 3 Qarabag players, tried to play it in behind the defence towards Gary Mackay-Steven, who was lurking, but it's cleared away by Qarabag all the way back to Virgil van Dijk, and now back to Craig Gordon. It's
the same things as what we've spoken about Kenny earlier on in the first half. It's just that final ball in the final third.
Well, Celtic are just continuing to press here. Virgil van Dijk now, he's finding a bit more space at the back. Van Dijk knocks it infield to Beaton. Van Dijk infield again to Scott Brown. Brown tried to knock it out wide to James Forrest. James Forrest though wins the ball back for Celtic, and he gets the applause, and rightly so. Back out to Lustig, now back on the halfway line to Scott Brown. Brown looks up, but again it's a very compact 2 banks of 4 here for Qarabag when they're in defensive mode. Virgil van Dijk on the halfway line at this near side, looks forward for the pass, finds Beaton, ever present Beaton as we go forward. Alongside him is Scott Brown, now out to Mikael Lustig. Lustig down the line to James Forrest, a chance for attack. Forrest takes it on the outside. The goalie does well to recover, knocked it back infield, and that's well defended from Qarabag.
Yeah, that's all right. It gives a full back. He knows that the next time James Forrest gets it, he's coming straight back at him, and that's what Ronnie Dyer will be looking for. Somebody that's direct, gets you up the pitch, makes a full back make a decision. You know, because there'll be a time the full back will be tired in the last 10, 15 minutes, and you've got somebody like James Forrest running at you.
Well, it's James Forrest who, perhaps using that first attack as a measure of what he can take on and what he expects from a goal with the full-back, but as Mick rightly says, he will get tired as the game goes on. But in the meantime, Celtic are back in the attack. Forrest on the ball once again. Infield a touch for Stefan Johansson. Johansson goes for the reverse ball. Chiefs charging for this one. It's picked up with the goalkeeper quick off his line. And there's a chance here again for Qarabag just to hold on to the ball, slow play down a little bit. And as the goalkeeper Ibrahim Sehic will just hold on to this one. It's a high ball over the top. In fact, he's elected to roll it out to Almeida. Husanov. His ball to this near side for number 18, sorry, Kobaranov.
They're still taking chances for me, Qarabag. You know, you can see the players are starting to get that wee bit tired, starting to take wee chances at the back. There'll be gaps for Celtic to punish them.
No, it's Beaton here in the inside left channel, just making gradual progress forward. He takes the touch from the Qarabag right back. Kobaranov. This is a throw into Celtic. Beaton, no. Shrugged it off the ball, and he's done well to win a foul there.
Yeah, I don't think it was. You know, I think he was hounded well by the Qarabag 3 midfielders there. He's done well to buy the foul. He does that very well near Beaton. You know, he draws the foul and he never panics in possession. Again, I still feel as if both Scott Brown and Near Beaton can move the ball quicker. Scott Brown can definitely move it with better quality. You know, he's gave the ball away quite a few times this evening, which is uncharacteristic for him.
A chance here from the free kick though. Johansson lifts it into the middle to the back post. No, the back infield by Lustig. The clearance was out from Qarabag.
Again, that's 2 that they've hung up to the back post. When you look at the number 77, who's tagging F, picking up Mikael Lustig, who's a real threat at the back post area. That's been an area that they look to isolate him.
Throw in here for Celtic at the far side of the field. Lustig tries to work it forward. It's back out again for a throw into Celtic.
Again, this is where they need to get Emilio Azeguera. Look at the space he's in. Can they work it out to him?
Well, the throw in is met well by the Qarabag back line, and the counter-attack begins here. The ball worked infield now. Options in the middle, but that's a fantastic challenge there from Dedrick Bata. It was the charger of El Jadou that was held up, but now in the meantime Chief's found some space. His early touch takes it away from him, and Husanov tries to clear his lines. The ball's still not into touch. Chief just takes a knock there, but it's a throw into Qarabag.
For Emilio Azeguera, you know, he's not giving Nadir Shifty much to work with there. You know, he's giving the defender a chance to nick it. You know, whereas if he plays it with a that wee bit better, a wee bit firmer, a wee bit more quality. It takes the defender right out of the game, and then Nadir Sifty don't even need to worry about it.
And the ball launched forward again. Stefan Johansson takes a touch. Gary Mackay-Steven gets in the act here inside left channel, pressurising Husinov. And in fact, Gary Mackay-Steven in amongst the walls there, taking two solid challenges there from Husinov and Almeida, but that is battling. That's what Celtic need in this stage of the game.
Yeah,
a free kick here to Celtic.
Yeah, in a dangerous position, you know.
It's just in between
for
the
Bata, Van Dijk, Lustig, Beaton, the bigger players in. You know, if you can hang one up, give them something to attack. The quality's got to be good for Stefan Johansson here.
Well, Stefan Johansson has this free kick. It's midway between the corner flag and the box here. It's almost right on the byline.
Yeah.
So we'll see what Stefan Johansson can do. Lift it into the middle. A chance here, as you say, Mick, for Van Dijk, Lustig and the likes to attack. What can the boys do from here? It is Stefan Johansson. Head up, lifted into the middle. It's Van Dijk, is saved by the goalkeeper.
What a save of the goalie.
And what a save it is indeed from Ibrahim Sehic. It was Virgil van Dijk who flicked it to the far side. With an outstretched hand, he's taken it away, but Celtic are back in the attack here. In fact, Lustig just knocked it out into touch. A fine chance from Celtic, but credit to the Qarabag goalkeeper.
Yeah, wonderful one-handed save. Great header for Virgil van Dijk. You know, we spoke about earlier how they've got an aerial dominance, if you like, for set pieces, you know. Lovely ball in, but Virgil van Dijk rises highest, does really, really well. Wonderful save for the goalkeeper.
Well, I think it was a goalie, the fullback, who was marshalling him there, but it was easily brushed aside by Virgil van Dijk. A fine chance there. Celtic certainly have the height advantage against the Azerbaijani champions, but in the meantime Celtic are back in the attack here. Beaton has it, a couple of yards inside his own half. Van Dijk getting forward though, he's now midway inside the Qarabag half. It's out to this near side, Izagiri inside left channel. On the overlap goes Gary Mackay-Steven, infield though to Van Dijk. Van Dijk shapes to shoot, it's Van Dijk! Oh. It's just over the bar. Well, 30 yards from goal, the Celtic number 5 thundered that forward, and my that was close.
Yeah, wonderful strike.
Well,
wonderful strike.
The round of applause goes up there, both for that shot, but also for the departure of Nir Baton. He'll be replaced by the number 9, Lee Griffiths. Celtic going for 2 up top, really pushing for this win here with 68 minutes on the clock. And Mick, your thoughts on that substitution?
Yeah, really positive one. You know, it's good to see Ronnie Dyler's not afraid to take one of the midfielders off, to put Nadir Sifty up top. He'll probably push Stefan Johansson back in one. But no, positive substitution for me.
No, you're absolutely right. It is Stefan Johansson. He's going to drop deep alongside Scott Brown. It means that forward line from right to left reads Forrest, Chiefche, Mackay-Steven, and up top Griffiths. But in the meantime, it's Qarabag who are on the ball just now.
Celtic's energy levels are very good. You know, you can see even now, you know, they're still...
Play switched out to the far side as the ball was delivered into the middle to cut across there, Mick, but it was put in the middle and it was cut out by a goalie. But again, it's this width of the pitch and the counter-attack that Qarabag are trying to use to their good effect.
They are, you know, but the one thing they need to get by, they need to get by Bata and Virgil van Dijk. The counter-attack is great when things are going well, but when you're playing against two centre-backs that are blessed with blistering pace, it's hard to get by, and so far the two of them have been excellent.
Well, a couple of the pre-season games and also, of course, a couple of the competitive ones, we've seen that double act of Chiefche and Griffiths. Chiefche playing in the Johansson role, as it is known, from last season, just behind the main striker.
He's got that versatility in Nadir Sifty, you know, he's not just the one-trick pony where he can play and fight up against centre-halves. He's intelligent enough to play in that number 10 role. And one thing Lee Griffiths will do is he'll stretch a play. He always looks to get in behind, and he's got a pedigree. Lee Griffiths gets in the right places, half a yard, and he'll bang it off with his left foot. I'd like to see him cross the ball a wee bit more as well now Lee Griffiths in there, because he's, for somebody that's small, he's got a wonderful spring and he times his runs really, really well.
A good challenge here from Scott Brown. He felt he played it off the Qarabag defender, but it's out instead for a goal kick here. We've played 70 minutes, 20 to go here in the first leg of this qualifying tie. Of course, Celtic will be heading out to Azerbaijan next week as well for the return leg. 3,000-mile journey, which is exhausting to say the least. But in the meantime, Celtic, of course, will raise the flag against Ross County this Saturday. Hope you join us for that one on Celtic TV. But in the meantime, Scott Brown's brought possession back for Celtic. Lustig crosses it from right to left, and it's just not found Gary Mackay-Steven. Kubarov knocks it forward. Almeida's there, but he's dispossessed by Scott Brown. Brown charges forward. battling from the captain, and he just does not give up on the ball as he gets forward. In the meantime, Qarabag are back in possession. Almeida has it, brings it out from deep, crosses the halfway line now. Johansson goes over to meet, works it out to the left hand side. Tagiev's there. Tagiev looks to get the ball into the middle, tries to take on Mikael Lustig, who just brushes him aside. And James Forrest is back to just mop up possession. Forward again, gets it back from Johansson. Forrest midway inside his own half, forward to Chiefchi. Chiefchi wants it infield to Van Dijk. Virgil van Dijk, furthest forward in fact of the Celtic midfielders. James Forrest tries to get further forward there. He's hacked to the ground, nothing given by the referee in the meantime. Tagiev a mile and a half offside, and it took the official a bit of time to flag that one. So Gordon out to take this, but again Ronaldo holds on to the ball, tries to slow up possession, and we'll see the first substitution from Qarabag tonight. It will be the number 77 Tagiev. He's making play for Elvin Memdov, the number 11.
He'll probably be the furthest away.
Yeah. I think you might be right with that one.
Experience here for the manager.
Oh, the old tricks getting rolled out here, but perhaps a light for light swap, do you imagine here? Trying to make sure that width.
Yeah, they're trying to. The young 11 here will probably be. It'll be similar to Taginev, giving you a threat up the pitch, but both wide players have worked tremendously hard for Qarabag here. Out of possession, they've got back into their shape, back in their slots defensively very, very well, and they have been very hard to break down. They've been well organised, and they've been good in possession. Richard Almeida's the one that's stuck out for me. You know, he's looked to penetrate going forward. He breaks things up as well, but he's very, very good technically.
Bata picks it up on the halfway line, works it out to the right hand side, and Mikael Lustig just forced to play it back in field. Stefan Johansson in the centre circle was the deepest lying midfielder, is looking for the ball forward. He's encouraging Van Dijk to get forward. Van Dijk makes a run in front of him, although the ball forward from Johansson comes off. The number 10, Quintana, throw into Celtic, taken quickly. Van Dijk takes over infield, now to Dedrick Boyata. Boyata out to the far side of the field. Lustig down the line. Forrest comes off the line, just surrounded by black jerseys. Left again by Brown, infield now to Johansson. Johansson tried the crossfield pass, it came off Quintana, and Ronaldo takes up the charge. He's up against 3 Celtic players in Van Dijk, Johansson and Boyata, and he's just brushed aside by Virgil van Dijk, and he's just so composed in those situations. One on one, there's only going to be one winner.
Yeah, listen, he's got strength, he's got pace, but he's an absolute Rolls Royce for me. You know, he's been excellent again tonight. Both him and Boyata, you know, they've worked very well together. But he likes to step in and play. Virgil van Dijk, top player.
Zaguirre steps in off the touch and leaves it for Scott Brown. Brown helps it along to Stefan Johansson out to the far side. Mikael Lustig has it, back to Johansson. Johansson head up, leaves it to Van Dijk, who again is getting forward more often here. It's out to this near side. Great ball from Mackay Stephen. Zaguirre, ball to the back post, just drifts out into touch, but that was better again. Better link up play from Mackay Stephen and Zaguirre.
At least they're getting to the byline now, you know, but again, final ball, spoke about it all night, just in the final third, just lacking that wee bit of quality.
Well, starting to rain here. About 15 minutes to go here at Celtic Park, and Mikael Lustig leads the rallying cry here at Celtic Park. Time to get an oh so important goal to take over to Baku. That tie next week, of course, as well. Full details available on the official Celtic website, celticfc.net. As James Forrest collects on the halfway line, just dispossessed. Memdov gets his first touch, tries to work it forward. No real space. It has been such a cagey tie from two sides who have obviously done their research on each other, Mick.
I think nowadays when you see the facilities that people have got, the scouting networks, no coach leaves any stone unturned, and you can see that with Celtic, but also Qarabag. You know, they've done their homework in Celtic, their strengths and their weaknesses, but they've really impressed me tonight, Qarabag as well. They've been excellent so far.
The ball forward here from the goalkeeper. James Forrest flicks it infield. It's Qarabag to pick up possession. Danny Quintana on the halfway line, plays it back to Almeida, who's just dictated play from deep throughout this game as the ball's knocked out to this near side. Scott Brown wins it back for Celtic though, infield to Chiefchi on the halfway line. Chiefchi dances away from Almeida. He's got support to his left, tries to thread it through the Gary Mackay Stephen. Mackay Stephen just prods on the ball, and the ball will drift out for a goal kick. And if ever there was a move that sort of summed up Celtic's night, it was that one, Mick.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, just just lacking that wee bit of final third. We've spoken about it all night, just that wee bit of quality in the final third, you know, and it's the better the opposition, the more there's a need for it, you know, because when you're playing against teams that are well organised, well structured, you need that bit of quality to break them down. But Celtic just need to keep going, you know, it's certainly not all doom and gloom. There's still 15 minutes to go. Goals change matches, that's for sure, and if Celtic can get one before the end of the game, they're certainly in the ascendancy.
If there's one thing that this game is missing, it just has to be a goal here, because Celtic certainly deserved it here. James Forrest at the far side of the field tries to create, he goes out wide, better from Forrest, early ball into the middle is blocked and it's out for a throw in. But that is where you want to see James Forrest head down, driving at a full-back.
He's picking it up really well, he's coming deep and he's running at the full-back. You want James to get isolated one-on-one with the full-back, because the full-back's on his knees, he's looking for a bit of help, he's not always going to get it, and that's the time where James, hopefully with his quality, can get one-on-one and pick out a green white jersey in the box.
Stefan Johansson switches play from right to left into the middle. Lee Griffiths is there, Griffiths nods it back into the middle, nodded away and cleared away by Hussinoff to the halfway line. Bata nods it back in, and you can see here as the ball's trying to clear from the back from Qarabag, they're looking to be an increasingly tired side here. They're not picking up the spaces as quick as they were. Celtic's fitness levels look to be at the highest point here. In the meantime, they're on the ball, trying to slow it down. Almeida helps it to this near side. Kubaranov works it down the line. El Jadui into the middle. Ronaldo surrounded by Celtic jerseys, back to Almeida. He's done well here. Almeida in the middle of the Celtic half. What's it infield? Danny Quintana, quick feet, drives down the middle, tries to work it out left again. The deflection though suits Qarabag. Gets into the box here. The shot's blocked by Lustig, and it falls here to this near side for Gary Mackay-Steven. Just clears it down the line looking for Lee Griffiths. Griffiths, great hold up play. Good work for the number 9, surrounded by black jerseys. Dispossessed by the last attempt though.
He's done as well as he could there, Kenny, you know, surrounded, holds the first ball up, takes his touch away from the centre back, just gets surrounded. He's just looking for a wee bit of help there, Lee Griffiths. The one thing you've got when Lee Griffiths comes on the pitch, he's a goal threat, and he's got that about him. He's got that persona that he is such a goal threat, and you need that as a Celtic centre forward.
On the far side of the field seems James Forrest just at the halfway line, trying to use his pace to good effect. Not a lot of space to run into though. Forrest lifts it in the middle, Chiefs makes the run, it's held by the goalkeeper. That was better from Celtic, but a slight ripple of applause goes round, and that is perhaps brought on as well by a look to the substitutes bench, which sees Chris Commons prepares to come on. Now if there's ever a man that can unlock a very tight defence, it's Chris Commons.
Yeah, one thing for sure, Chris will get his shots away as soon as he gets half a yard. He'll look to get his shots off, and nights like this is what you need sometimes.
The ball knocked forward here by the Qarabag back line. Izagiri wins the header and it's cleared into touch. That will see that substitution given time to take place. Chris Commons is going to come on here, and it's a replacement for the number 7, Nadir Chichi. So Chris Commons gets a chance to play in his favoured role just behind the main striker.
Yeah, and that's the one thing Chris Commons thrived on under Neil Lennon. Neil Lennon gave him the kind of freedom, whereas with Ronnie Dyle it's not worked quite as well for him. He's played him out wide because he looks for his number 10, if you like, to set the whole ball rolling with how hard he presses and how hard he works. But nights like this you need a wee bit of quality, and Chris Commons has certainly got that.
Well, Chris Commons is the man who's on here to try and get a vital goal with 10 minutes to go here. It's still Celtic nil, Qarabag nil, who look like they're also going to make a substitution here. The ball forward though finds Scott Brown inside left channel, out wide to Gary Mackay-Steven, early ball into the middle, it's cleared, it's over the bar. My, well that was a sliced clearance there from the captain Rashad Sagarov, although I believe it was Garayev. His slice clearance went almost into his own net. Yeah,
good ball in. Sometimes they're the ones that you need. You would take anything just now, to be honest. They kind of ricochet, but listen, Celtic are starting to get in the ascendant. Qarabag are tiring. They're tiring. You can see that with how long they're taking to get off the pitch. We're into the final 9 minutes, and this is where you need a wee bit of injection of pace.
Well, we've got
something different.
We've got the corner here at the far side of the field, but the surprise is that Qarabag substitution allowed to take place before it. Danny Quintana being replaced here by number 91, Josh Kondinayev. But Celtic at the far side of the field, they have this corner. It's the second of the game. What can they do here? It's Chris Commons that stands over this one. Commons flights it high into the middle. Boyata's it! Bata! Dedrick Boyata has broken the deadlock! The Belgian defender scores a goal and it's Celtic 1! Qarabag now!
Yeah, we spoke about it at the start of the game. Any delivery set pieces, Celtic are a lot bigger, they're more aggressive, and you can see the wind's been taken right out of the cell for Qarabag.
Well, mate, just listen to that applause. It's been a long time coming, but he timed his run to perfection. And when he connected with that ball from Chris Commons from the corner, there was only going to be one outcome. Celtic 1, Qarabag 0.
Yeah, brilliant, really good header, brave header. You know, the goalie's complaining. It was a wonderful ball in and a wonderful header.
And with that, Dedrick Boyata has lit the touch paper here at Celtic Park here. The support going to full party mode, because that was what they've been waiting for this entire game. And we did expect Chris Commons to perhaps have a couple of shots to maybe get us a goal, but he's certainly been involved in it.
Yeah, but when you look at it earlier on, Kenny, as well, the deliveries from Stefan Johansson were excellent, and it gave Virgil van Dijk an opportunity to come and attack the ball. We said before the game we thought it might be a set piece that might win the game, and it's proved that so far.
Well, it's Qarabag try and get something from this game. Celtic, though, have to have 100% concentration here. That's what John Collins was saying ahead of this game, as was Ronny Deila. But that's a loose pass. It's picked up by Gary Mackay-Steven. Gary Mackay-Steven driving forward into the box for Griffiths. It's touched back to the goalkeeper. What an interception by Husanov. It had to be right, and he got it. But Celtic here are full of confidence after that goal, and they're playing like a team. Like a weight has been lifted off their shoulders.
Yeah, like we spoke about, goals change games, Kenny, and you can see the Celtic firmly in the ascendancy now. Qarabag, to be fair to them, they're still playing the same way. They're still looking to go on the ball and try and make things happen. They're finding good pockets as well, but again, we spoke about it, Celtic's fitness levels seem very good. You know, they're right at it. They're still trying to get stopping crosses, as Emilio Izagirre does there.
Well, it's El Jadou, he was up against Izagirre, and Izagirre just marshalled that one out for a throw-in. And it will be El Jadou to take this one. Look at 6 minutes of this game remaining. Celtic, they're looking for the clean sheet as well. How important will that be? But in the meantime, Ronaldo has a chance. Blocked though by Izagirre. The ball cleared only as far as Garayev. The ball trying to be lifted back into the middle. El Jadou, shot from distance, that's what he fancies, but he just can't get the space for it. Looks for it now, plays the ball into the middle, but it's held by Craig Gordon. And that is exactly what Celtic will have to do for these next couple of minutes. Just make sure Qarabag are restricted to few, if any, chances. Lustig though, kick-starts the counter-attack. The ball over the top, looking for Lee Griffiths.
Wonderful movement there for Lee Griffiths. You know, he's always looking to threaten in behind, which is always a danger, especially late on in the game. The centre-backs are tiring. There's space now in behind for them.
Almeida tries to work the ball forward, and that was a foul given against Stefan Johansson inside left channel by, I think it was number 11, Mehmedov. And as you say, Mick, it was
all he's doing
challenge.
is using his body. You know, he's using his body. He's not going anywhere. It's a silly free kick. He's putting himself in a position for the referee to make a decision. Whether you think it's a foul or not, he's giving the referee an opportunity to blow his whistle.
Well, this free kick for Qarabag is in the final third of the Celtic half. In line with inside left channel at the far side of the field. It will be Almeida who'll be culling this out. Options in for Qarabag. It's played low. It's not back down. It's a shot. It's deflected. It's away and it's high and it's out for a goal kick. And as soon as that went high into the stand, you just saw the actions of Craig Gordon there. Everyone calm down. Let's get to the end of this game.
Absolutely.
Rolls out to Virgil van Dijk. Forward now to Scott Brown. To Izagirre. Izagirre down the line. He's taken a touch there by Kubaranov, the right back, who I will say, if any of the Qarabag players does look particularly tired in this one. There's a couple of misplaced passes already, and he was beaten for pace by Gary Mackay-Steven. Lustig has it 5 yards inside the Qarabag half. Outright, he finds James Forrest, who drives infield. The reverse ball is played to Lustig. Lustig again. Commons in the 18-yard line. Commons with a shot, and it's just past the post. Surely a deflection. Instead, the referee's given a goal kick, but no real surprises. It's not his worst decision of tonight, but it'll allow Qarabag to make their final substitution here. El Jadoui, the number 67, he's going to make way and replacing number 29 is Rydell Popon. And in the meantime, Ronnie Dial issues a few more instructions to Scotland, judging by that hand gesture, to really contain that midfield.
Yeah, I think they need to they need to take ownership of the game, and that's what they've tried to do all night, if you like. And for me, I don't think Celtic have passed the ball quickly enough. What we spoke about earlier, it's been bitty. Richard Almeida's kept the ball better. He's probably dominated the midfield area, which is surprising, especially at home.
Well, break here is led by Stefan Janssen, knocks out to the far side for James Forrest. His ball into middle is a high one. It's knocks a handsome, and it's out into touch for a goal kick. James Forrest irate with that one, as he tried to knock that one into the middle, frustrated at himself. But much better from Celtic. Great ball from Stefan Johansson. We've now got 3 minutes within the last 3 minutes of the game. In fact, Celtic just need to make sure they get this win here. The ball cleared forward here by Sehic. The goalkeeper nodded away by Virgil van Dijk. It's almost like he's passing it to the Dutch defender. Almeida collects the loose ball out to the far side of the field, into the middle.
Brilliant.
Boyata though read that well. Popon did not get a chance.
Two centre-backs have been excellent. Kenny's really, really strong, really, really good. They've defended in the front foot.
And now it's Gabarinov who tries to mount an attack here. Well, Mendo tried to sell a dummy to Emilio Izagiri. No real chance of that happening as Izagiri clears it forward down this near touchline. Commons gives chase. And it's all the way back, in fact, to the goalkeeper, Sehic. Right back for Qarabag, Gabarinov. Only forced it all the way back to his goalkeeper again. It's the pressing of Celtic. Sehic has it. Commons gives chase. Qarabag knock it along the 18-yard line here. As it's launched forward, and again it's that rush pass that Celtic want. It's forward again, inside left channel. Lee Griffiths has it. Griffiths, clever play from Lee Griffiths, just takes the ball to the corner, surrounded by Qarabag players. And he was expecting the touch to go out the bounds, but Qarabag bring it away. Within the final 2 minutes now of this game. The ball breaks down here for James Forrest. Forrest in the centre of the Qarabag half. Leaves it for Lee Griffiths. Griffiths all the way back to the halfway line. Izagiri infield to Scott Brown. Brown takes her touches back infield. Izagiri back again to Van Dijk. And Izagiri seems to be holding the back of his leg here. James Forrest at this near side now, surrounded by Qarabag players. They're trying to mount an attack here. Izagiri goes to ground. He's not happy here. He seems to have hurt himself. And Almeida sportingly knocks it out into touch. And Ronnie Dyla and John Collins absolutely irate at the official there.
I think it was more at James Forrest for not realising that Emilio Izagiri was down. James Forrest kind of switched off instead of just filling in for his fullback there. You know, listen, the boy Richard Almeida's done Celtic an absolute turn there. Because when Emilio Izagiri's get down, you've got a couple of minutes to go. And Richard Almeida kicked the ball out the park. You know, it's a brave decision, very good sportsmanship.
I haven't really seen too much of that tonight as well from Qarabag, but credit where credit is due.
Not, you know, so fair play.
And it'll be 4 minutes of added time. And Emilio Izagiri just he's off for some more treatment. He's back moving once again. Nothing too serious as well. And you will see Emilio Izagiri is a player that's been ever present since he signed for Celtic, of course. So it really does take quite a lot to stop him in his tracks. He's just waiting to get back onto the field of play. 90 minutes are up, 4 minutes of injury time. Celtic just have to use that level of composure we've been talking about here, Mick, to get through this final four.
Yeah, I don't think Qarabag have posed as big a threat as what I thought they would have up top, you know. But the one thing they have done is they've been excellent in possession. They've made Celtic work in the middle of the park. They've definitely looked the better, the more composed side at times. Richard Almeida's dominated the game in the middle of the park there, but up top they've not really hurt Celtic at all, which is good because they're going away from home. Virgil van Dijk, Dedrick Boyata need to be on the top of their game along with Mikael Lustig and Emilio Izagiri or Charlie Mulgrew, whoever's going to play there. But the goal could be priceless, and I think Celtic deserved it over the piece. You know, it was always going to be, and one of the games when it was a sticky game where you were that a set piece might win it, and hopefully that's going to be the case.
It's Qarabag who are in possession just now, and Ronnie Tyler just willing his players on, don't let the work rate drop, and that is the reward they get. A poor pass here from Qarabag battling out into touch.
So they just need to see the game out, they need to get on the ball, make sure ball retention's good, don't do anything silly. You take that, slow the game down again.
And it's Mikael Lustig who wins a free kick midway inside the Celtic half at the far side of the field. Everyone gets forward. It looks like it'll be Dedrick Bata to take this one. And everyone getting willed into the Qarabag half. 2 minutes gone of the regulation, 4 added. And the man of the match announced by the stadium announcer is Neil Baton. Mick, if I can ask your thoughts, who's your man of the match on this one?
I would have went one of centre backs possibly for me. You know, I think Dedrick Bata and Virgil van Dijk have been excellent, but I'm just going to give it, for me, Virgil van Dijk just shades it. I think he's been a tower of strength at the back, he's been composed in possession, he's been dominant in the air, and for me he's just a class act.
And Chris Commons tries to lead a charge here, just holds on to possession. That was the main thing here, as does Stefan Johansson. So Mick, you went for Virgil van Dijk.
Yes.
No real surprises, you go for a defender, but we'll move on from that one.
I think just over a piece, Kenny, you know, I think the forward players it's been a frustrating night for them. Near Beaton and Scott Brown they've worked tremendously hard, but for me they've been a bit slack in possession. You know, they've gave the ball away.
Quick free kick here from Celtic here as James Forrest tries to dance away from Almeida. He gets the ball back though. Forrest plays it into the middle, looks for Scott Brown. It's a loose pass. Scott Brown wins that challenge though. The second ball was picked up by Popon, and it's a free kick to Qarabag. That was a bit reckless from Celtic. Free kick taken quickly here. Out to the far side of the field. The substitute Memedov steps infield 30 yards from goal, goes to the 1-2, connects here. Boyata, Celtic, some ragtag defending, but eventually it works here as Gary Mackay-Steven knocks it into touch. A few nervy moments here for Celtic, and by my watch we've done 4 minutes of injury time, stoppage time. As the whistles ring round the ground here, Almeida works out to the far side of the field. Touch for the substitute, Daniev.
But again, you take that, Kenny, you know they're not putting the ball into the box.
And with that, the referee blows the final whistle, and Celtic have earned a valuable victory here in the UEFA Champions League qualifying tie with a 1-0 win over Qarabag, and a sense, perhaps, Mick, of relief more than anything else at the final whistle.
I'd say so. You know, it was a game where Celtic stepped up in class against a good Qarabag side, if you like. It's going to be tough over there. You know, Celtic need to be well organised, they need to be better in possession. And the one thing with Ronnie Dyler's sides is they're well organised and they work tremendously hard, and I think Celtic will be they'll be much more of a threat away from home. The way they set up, the way their players, the way their game's based on. Qarabag now need to come out and they need to come and have a go, which will leave spaces in behind for Celtic's wide players to threaten in behind. Whether it goes with Nadir Shifty, Lee Griffiths, whoever it is, you've got goals in the team, and especially away from home, which is great. So good result, wonderful header, a couple of good performances for me for the two centre backs, which is great. And again, Craig Gordon's he's not been tested, Kenny, which at this stage against a quality side the way they are can only be positive.
I think, as the manager said as well, Mick, he was expecting a step up here for Qarabag. They're certainly a much better outfit than FC Stirling, with no disrespect, of course, to our Icelandic opponents from the other week. But what the task was put down here for the Celtic players to get a clean sheet, get a victory to take over to Baku, and they've done that.
They've done that. You know, it's but a relief that I always feel as if these games, we spoke about it before, how it's hard on Celtic. You know, people don't underestimate how hard this is to play 3 Champions League qualifiers. If that's what it's going to take to get into qualifiers, Celtic's still only up to full speed yet. You know, other teams are into their season. And again, Celtic teams have came here, they've not scored against Celtic at home, which is great. So plenty of positives to take. Listen, it's still a long way to go in this tie, make no mistake about it. And I think everybody that's watched the game tonight will realise that, and they'll know that. But it's a victory, it's a clean sheet, so well done to Celtic.
Absolutely, Mick, and of course let me extend my thanks for joining us here in the commentary position for Celtic TV, offering your analytical eye and of course picking a defender as the man of the match as well.
Yeah, clean sheet. They'll be happy, they'll be over him and a centre half scoring a goal. A defender's dream.
Mick, thanks again for joining us here in the commentary position, and I hope you join us again, of course, for everyone wherever you are around the world. Tune into Celtic TV this Saturday for the curtain raiser of the SPFL Scottish Premiership season, where Celtic face Ross County. I do hope you join us for that one. Comments at celticfc.com is how you get in touch, or at Celtic TV on Twitter. But from a victorious evening here under the floodlights at Celtic Park, where it ends Celtic 1, Qarabag 0. We'll see you soon, and until the next time, hail hail.